Good morning. This morning we're going to start by watching a little video about a young little boy who's not having a very good day. I would like you to be able to see, can you tell what seems to be the root, which means what seems to be the base, what's causing this little boy's problem and the argument that comes with his mom? That was not me.
Listen to me. Like I do this all the time, and if I go out at the house with the door, Matthew has his toys, and then Matthew has all his toys.
Okay, but I have to yell at you guys.
Okay, Linda, listen, listen.
Okay, what?
Like everything they do at this house, they can't trust everything at Grandma's house.
Okay.
Okay, then what?
Then you're not listening to me.
Then you're not listening to me.
I asked you not to do something.
Linda, but listen to me. Look at, if we do something, if you get that bird thing off, you're gonna break it.
Okay, but I'm letting you know
But
that you cannot.
Linda,
Lick
it.
You're not listening to me.
Linda,
Listen to me now. Listen to me now.
Listen to me.
No, you're not listening. I said no cupcakes, and you try to get cupcakes, and you try to ask Grandma.
Linda,
Didn't you?
Linda, lick it. If we do something right out this, if we get close, you can't even get them. You're gonna burn your butt.
What's gonna burn your butt?
No.
You and Kevin don't listen, so I have to give both of you guys pop-pows in your butt.
But Linda, Grandpa's gonna give you peppers in the butt.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
I have to. You don't want me to hit Kevin, or you don't want me to spank you?
No.
Why?
Because anybody wants to spank me.
Then I have to spank Kevin.
But he's my little papa.
He's your little pop-ups, but he doesn't listen.
But Linda, honey, look at this. Right now, they can't do anything if we can't get everything out of the wall. If we're gonna break everything down.
Okay. Yes, he was very hard to understand, but I do believe you got the gist of what was going on, right? What seems to be the root of his problem? What? Cupcakes. And him not doing what? Listening. He's got a big problem with listening. As a matter of fact, he tried to cover up his listening by doing a whole lot of talking. He was trying to get himself out of it. I think he kept calling her Linda. That's what it sounded like to me. Linda, listen. And when Mom would say, "You're not listening to me," well, he was quick to say, "Well, you're not listening to me." Okay? So we kind of get the idea that all of his extra talking was going absolutely nowhere. It was getting him nowhere. The root of his problem is he chose not to listen. Mom gave instructions about no cupcakes. Well, I want cupcakes if I go to sweet, dear old Grandma, right? Grandma, can I have a cupcake? So he figured out a way around it. So here's my question. I'm going to have a lot of questions for you today. Here's my first question to all of you. How are you doing when it comes to your listening? If I asked your parents that, what would they say? There's a lot of teachers in here. I'll come over here. What would your teacher say about like world lit class yesterday when it came to our listening? Yeah, Wyatt's going, "Oh, I listen like an angel." Oh, how about the dorm supervisors? If we ask them about your listening, how's it going? You're a great listener, right? Come on, let's be honest. We struggle with listening. It's even happening right now that we're struggling with listening. And I'm loud and boisterous. I'm going to give you some research about listening that I found. The average person hears about 20,000 to 30,000 words during the course of a 24-hour period. Now, you're looking at that going, "See, Mr. Kaiser? Do you see why it's so hard to listen? I got to listen to 20,000 to 30,000 words in a 24-hour period. That's a whole lot of words. How about the next one? The typical person speaks anywhere from 125 to 175 words per minute. So let's average that. On the average, people can say 150 words in a minute. Again, you're probably going to go, see, Mr. Kaiser, you teachers are giving us 150 words in 1 minute, and then you multiply that by a 40-minute class period. Do you see why we don't listen? The average number of words that you're able to listen to per minute, is 450. Though I'm speaking 150 words a minute, you're able to listen to 450 words a minute. I'm shooting some holes in your bucket of reasoning why you can't listen very well. How about the next one? Most people usually remember about 17 to 20, about 1/4. People remember about 1/4 of the things they listen to. 1/4 is what we remember. All right, guys, here's our problem. Men only use half their brain to listen, while women engage both sides. Guess what they're saying about you and I, guys? We don't listen as well as women, because we've only figured out how to use one half of our brain, where the women go, we know how to use both sides of our brain. Okay? Looking at that, we can easily say, see, there's reasons why I don't listen. But looking at that, I can also look at you and say, look at how God made you. I do believe God has made it very possible for you to listen. So what's the problem? What is our problem? Well, we try to say it's not our fault. Remember our little young man? But listen, Linda, listen. Right? We try to give an excuse. Mr. Kaiser, you're so boring when you talk. That's why I don't listen. Mr. Kaiser, when you talk, all I hear is wah, 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 wah. Right? We have our excuses. But guys, what we have to think of is this. We have all these things to hear. Isn't there a reason we're supposed to hear them? Isn't the reason that we, to our second question, is when we listen, do we produce actions? The things we hear, are we doing them in our lives? I guess honesty would probably tell us, well, no, not all the time. So this week, James has been talking to us about living our faith in uncomfortable situations, getting out of our comfort zones. And we might sit there and go, well, what in the world does all of this stuff have to do with comfort zone? Okay. Let me take you to our passage for today. I'm going to take just one verse of James chapter 1. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Do you see what God's trying to remind us? He's trying to say, and not just this passage, but other passages, he talks about the importance of listening to his word. But do you see the little bit of extra emphasis that he's given in this one? Don't just listen. Listening's good. Don't just listen, do what it says. I'm going to put a side-by-side up here because I found another translation, and I really like the other translation. Be doers of the word and not hearers only. I want you to think about the temptations that you and I engage in every single day. Every single day we are exposed to Satan, who is trying to say to you, don't listen. And I'm going to take a step away from teachers and moms and dads. Let's talk about where we are right now. Satan's working on you, trying to say, don't listen to Mr. Kaiser. Don't listen to those words. That's what he's trying to do to you every single day. What's the struggle then for you? To me, what I see the struggle is, you every single day are living your lives, and you have these temptations. Then let's put in our friends. All right, there's a situation. A friend is saying, let's go do this. You know that that's not what God says. What do you do? What do you do? Unfortunately, many times in my life, I know what I did. I didn't listen to what God did, and I did what my friends wanted to do. What's my reason? What's my talkie, like our little boy was doing? I try to justify it by saying, well, you know, if I don't do it, my friends may not like me. If I walk away from that situation, they might call me a goody two-shoes. We're worried about peer pressure, are we not? Okay? And that doesn't go away when you get old either. That's always going to be a root of what causes us not to do what we hear. But I guess I'd like you to think about, what does your God do to help you? Do you realize every single day I don't even know how many days of school we have. I'm like you. It's a lot. You come in here every single day. Every single day you come in here and you have an opportunity to have your God speak to you. Hopefully, you are noticing that we as presenters are trying to help you take those words and put them and apply them to your life. Every single day. But the problem is we come in here every single day and we struggle with staying awake. We struggle with butterflies. We struggle with squirrel. We struggle to stay focused, and I get it, but we struggle with that. Then every day, you guys also have the opportunity to go into a religion class. And what do you do in that religion class? You actually dive deeper into those words of God. And I'm assuming you dive deeper into applying it into your lives on how to do it. How to put that word into action. So I guess the biggest question is this: are you willing to listen to God's words? Are you willing to do them? To put them into action into your daily life? I'm going to tell you right now, you can't do it by yourself. You can't. One, rely on God. You're going to find yourself in tough situations. Go to Him in prayer. Lord, help me. I got this temptation. I know I shouldn't do it. Help me. Rely on your friends, your Christian friends. Lean on them. I want to end with, in doing my research on this, I found a section that I just loved, so I want to end with this. This is what the writer wrote. One important aspect of real faith for real life is our willingness to listen, capital letters, really listen to God, to humbly accept His word, and then to act on what we know to be the truth. Nike has had the same logo for as long as I can remember, and I'm an old man. What's Nike's logo? Just do it. I'm going to leave you with this. Just live it. That's my encouragement for you today and every day. Take what you're hearing, just live it. We'll sing. Choir your ears, right?